Hey guys, welcome back to Verified Gains. Hope everybody is having a good weekend so far. For today, I'm just going to keep the video relatively short. I just want to go over some of the price action. And earlier I was talking about my Solana purchase on the other platform, which is Instagram. So I just want to share my approach, my philosophy behind the dollar cost averaging, why I decided to buy today, so on and so forth. Okay, so let's dive right into the Bitcoin chart. Essentially, continuing on with last time, we were sort of retesting the yellow trend line, although not exactly, right? So if you actually look at it closely, there is a little bit of gap over here. But in general, we can safely assume that the market is trying to retest their yellow trend line. But most importantly, I said, we had this long shadow to the downside, and there is a general tendency for the market to retest and fill in this quote unquote gap, and that's what we're starting to see develop over here. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if the next 24 or 48 hours we start forming some red candles with the real body and the closing price of around like 92,000, maybe a little over that. And that would be a good time for you to dollar cost average if you're interested in Bitcoin. Moving on to Bitcoin dominance, not a whole lot going on over here. Essentially, it looks like the MACD line is going to cross the signal line once again. And if that is the case, then we'll continue to see the Bitcoin dominance drop. And that's actually very important because I did notice that a lot of the influencers in the crypto space have been talking about, the potential altcoin season that's about to happen. And I do agree. I do agree, and I'll kind of go over uh, in a moment why I do believe that that is the case. Okay, so for today, we're not really going to cover meme coins or other alternative assets. I just want to cover Solana very quickly. So first, let me show you the picture that I posted on my group earlier. Okay, and essentially, my argument was, okay, well, over here, can I zoom in? Okay. So this was the picture from earlier, and this was this morning when I decided to dollar cost average into Solana. Basically, initially we were below the the support line, and then we retested and it came above it, and then eventually we closed below the support, turning into resistance. But then today on the 24-hour candle, on the daily candle, we closed above it, and I said, okay, perhaps this is a decent opportunity, not the best opportunity, but a decent opportunity to dollar cost average. And what I mean by that is, in an ideal world, in the best case scenario, really what I'm looking for is a green candlestick that opens above the proposed, resistance or support line. Although in this case, really was a support line turning almost into a resistance line. But in any case, this green horizontal line that I marked here at $187. And so the best case scenario would have been a green candlestick that opened above this and closed above this. And the hope is that yes, we might retest the $187 mark, but the hope is that we continue to the upside. That said, this was an okay price for me because I thought that we would remain above this horizontal line. And For example, if you close below the $187 mark, well, still, it would have been time for me to buy more Solana anyway. So overall, I was okay with this purchase. And like I've said before, perhaps maybe not on YouTube, but on Instagram, I am putting about 30% of my paycheck into Solana every 2 weeks. I do have a daytime job. So, I'm constantly allocating my cash into Solana. And that's what I intend to do until the top of the bull cycle, which, like I've said before, for Bitcoin, that will be around September of 2025. And then once the Bitcoin dominance drops below 44.0%, I'll start exiting my altcoin positions. Okay. So just going back to Solana over here. So what happened? So throughout the course of the day, we actually ended up closing above the horizontal and now a support line, thankfully, with a high of $196, but the closing price ended up being 195 and 3/4. And right now we're starting to form a new red candlestick that I believe is simply retesting this $187 mark. So if you're interested in dollar cost averaging into Solana, not financial advice, by the way, a good opportunity to be, a good opportunity would be looking out for a red candlestick that ideally closes above, waiting for a green candlestick that opens above and closes above. So something that looks almost like this candlestick right here. That's what you're looking for. And that's when you can safely dollar cost averaging. You can confirm with the MACD line as well, where the blue MACD line actually crosses over the red signal line. Of course, there are other indicators like people love using RSI, for example, relative strength index. All of these indicators are available free of cost on TradingView if you're interested in using. I don't get any commission out of it. I have no ties to TradingView, no financial disclosures. Okay. Um, and another reason um, for me purchasing the Solana right now, I'll kind of go over that very quickly. So there's such thing called a January effect, but forget about what that actually means. Let's just think about it logically, and people's psychology in terms of investment. So towards the end of any calendar year, people are, any avid, astute investor is going to start reallocating their investments, maximizing tax benefits, preparing for the new year that is 2025. So anybody who's made, poor investment choices or, you know, now feel that these crypto investment strategies no longer align with their investment strategy, well, they'll decide to opt for tax loss harvesting, meaning they're going to take a loss, they're going to sell some asset as a loss um, to either offset capital gains of another asset or simply offset their ordinary income. And there are many other nuances, but we'll keep it simple. We'll keep it at that. So that's group number one. Group number two are the people who are now ready to buy right now in the year 2024 with no short-term plan of selling their assets immediately, meaning before January 1st, 2025. Because if I were to purchase right now, today, and sell it before January 1st, 2025, then I would have to pay short-term capital gains tax for the tax year 2024, which I'll file come, springtime of 2025. You see what I'm saying? So group two, is composed of people who are now ready to buy. They think that this is a good time to either make a fresh investment or dollar cost average an already existing asset with the mind of selling it either after January 1st, 2025, or holding at least 1 year so that they can get the long-term capital gains benefit from it. But either ways, they're not going to pay tax anytime soon. If anything, it will be sometime in 2026 when they file for the tax year 2025. Okay, meaning overall, people have either settled at a loss and they're going to try to maximize tax benefits, or they're ready to make new purchases. Meaning we probably will not see huge volatility for the next week, okay? And hopefully in January of 2025, people are actually ready to put more cash into the cryptocurrency market and therefore driving up the price. Because, come January 2025, people are not going to be tax loss harvesting then. Because that just, I mean, of course, nothing is 100%, but to me, that just wouldn't make any sense, okay, for the average investor. And so just given the potential stability in price, the good opportunity given the technical analysis, I figured right now is a good buying opportunity, and that's what I did. And just, the next time I'll buy is probably mid-January. So, today was the final purchase of 2024. I'm happy with the year 2024 in general. And, I hope you are too. But remember, we're trying to run a marathon here, not a sprint. We have a big year coming up. And I'm really hoping this is going to be a big year, a great year for all of you guys as well. Okay. Once again, thank you for watching and listening in. All right. Take care. Bye bye.